What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big Boy Talk. Now, obviously, we got some talking to do about NFL free agency, where things are going, what my favorite move was of NFL free agency. And we may have a co-host on us tonight, but shout out to my co-host Ghost, who's at home sick, so he got the day off. Get well soon. Now, we have a few things on the list to talk about tonight. We're not going to try to be here too long. I'm try to cut the show short. I know last time we ran like 2.5 hours. Not tonight. I gotta get up early. I know everybody else has got to get up early. Work is a thing, so I will attempt not to keep anybody up tonight. Now, first big thing we got to talk about: the EPA is done, gone. No more emissions on gas vehicles. Hey, Raven C, what's good? No 4 hour streams. No 4 hour stream. Not gonna happen. And of course, Mr. Ghost is in the building. Thank you, sir. Listen, no more emissions on gas vehicles. This means when you got your diesel trucks, you don't have to equip them for the emissions. You could have your roaring V8s back, which God knows I love my roaring V8s. I'm a Mopar head, so I need those back. Stellantis, we need them V8s back, baby. And in fact, Stellantis has already made an announcement that they are bringing back the V8s, and the TRX is returning. So we will once again have our 700 plus horsepower TRX. Man, listen, I missed out on the first set of TRXs. I might not miss out on this set. Just saying. There's also rumors of a 6.4 liter Hemi 1500. So they dropped that 6.4 into a Ram 1500. You already know. Hey, yeah, we know, you know what I'm saying? But but me, my big roaring V8s, not requiring MDS anymore, which is the cylinder deactivation. So you can have that full 8 cylinders, the full horsepower at the power of your foot, whenever you want. This is huge. Big deal. Not just for the automotive industry. Obviously, certain places, certain people aren't going to like this. For one, California, who's a carb state, is trying to fight back as we speak. Don't know how that's going to go. I don't foresee it going very well. We have powers that be have put their foot down and are going in a direction, and I like the direction. Now I understand there's cause and effect. You're worried about the environment and things like that. And here's my thing: even where we were going, the environment was going to be just as bad because you're burying these electric batteries and back into the earth, and it's not doesn't bid well. So either way, you were going down a crazy slope, but now you're not going to be required to get those EV cars and say your town doesn't have a charger. You're not going to be required to have one installed in your home. You're not going to be required to go sit at one for 3 hours. That's maybe an hour or two away from your house. It's a good day. It's a good day. And with the EPA being done, that goes right along with, the tariffs he's got on everything for automakers making their vehicles outside the country. Now you're getting your vehicles made here, home in America, and this is going to result in a ton more jobs out here. Um, and then vehicle prices should go down. Vehicle prices should go down. The price for parts should go down. We're looking at what I like to call a long term success in my eyes. I feel like it's a long term success, and this could be a very strong, very good 4 years. And just big ups on that move. Again, that's huge. Big changes are coming. Keep your eyes open. And again, don't be surprised if you start hearing these roaring V8s flying and ripping down your streets. I might be one of them. Just saying, I got the Hemi in my truck, so I'm all for it. All for it. I'll dive further into that when I get the official breakdown of everything. That's something I'll be keeping my eye on, just like I'll be keeping my eye on Stellantis and the upcoming products. And if they decide to put a V8 in their new Dodge Charger, which the Daytona version is all electric, and they have an inline six model, a 3-liter inline six twin turboed. The standard output putting out 420 horsepower, and the high output putting out 550 horsepower. I feel like it's a beautiful car. But it does need a V8. That's what we're used to with Mopar. We're used to V8s, roaring, loud V8s, ripping the roads apart. So that'll be something I'll dive further into in another video. For now, we're going to keep it short and sweet. Like I said, we're going to get up out of here. I'm trying to keep it 30 minutes or less if possible. Now, on another note, we're going to move on here. Again, congratulations to everybody who loves them V8s. We're coming back. Now, a question that I kind of brought up to myself here. The fellas were talking. Hey, the missus is in the building. Hey, babe. One of the questions I brought up to myself as I was scrolling through Disney and I was looking at all the Marvel products and, whether it be the TV shows, the movies, everything. And I was really thinking over how the Marvel series have been and how many of the movies are actually great movies, not just good. What is holding Marvel back from their greatness, right? What we believe can be their greatness. And I couldn't pinpoint one thing. And it did lead me to the question, what is Marvel's weakest link? What and or who? Is it a specific character? What's holding them back? And I couldn't help but come up with several things. First, the Hulk isn't really the Hulk, right? We've seen now multiple movies where the Hulk is just getting stomped into the ground. Thanos turned the Hulk into a punk, right? He was scared. He didn't want to fight him. So when you have the Hulk turned into a punk, it's not who he is, right? And then they had Nerd Hulk, and I get it. I get what they're doing. You kind of don't want any of the superheroes to be this overpowered, unstoppable thing, but you have to find a different way to find a weakness with Hulk rather than just having him get his butt clear cut like they have across all the movies. But he's not the only problem. You have a new Captain America. I don't think many people believe in the new Captain America. And it's no fault of his own. But I don't think it's gonna work. Not for the long term, at least. They're gonna have to find a way to bring back the original Captain America, even if it's for, maybe a time lapse thing or a rewind of some sort. But having Sam Wilson, Captain America, it's just, it feels like something's missing. I think the big part is they made a mistake of putting him against the Red Hulk in his first movie as Captain America. And maybe they should have introduced him as Captain America further in the TV series. Um, I think if they further that series more and really build you up to the character and kind of make you fall in love with the character through series before you go drifting off, jumping straight into the movie, like, hey, here's the movie. Here's your new Captain America. Love him. Um, I don't think it was a good idea. I think that movie should have been scrapped altogether. And that's not to say I haven't even seen the movie. I'm just pitching ideas here, right? Make me want to see the character before you put him on the big screen. Give me teasers. Make them more enticing. Build a relationship. And I get that's what they're supposed to be doing over all the movies before he became Captain America. But now that he's Captain America, give me time to understand why. People, you can't just jump and just throw him in the suit. And I get it. It was a whole season of him earning his way into the suit, but you should have gave us a season of him in the suit and proving to be formidable in the suit before you kind of forced us to watch a movie of him in the suit. But it is what it is. Again, it doesn't fall just on them. As you can see here, we're running down the Avengers as a whole. And that's not to say that they're necessarily the weakest link of the MCU, but there's a few that are quite the problem. And the next one's a big one. Thor. The Thor movies are pretty bad. They are pretty bad. And for a guy who's supposed to be a god, I understand. Listen. I love the character. You couldn't have picked a better actor to do it. Um, I just think the way the movies were laid out didn't really. I didn't like it. I didn't like the flow of the movies. I didn't. I think the movies as a one-off, as a standalone, the movies hold no weight. When you put them in there as part of the whole MCU with everything going on, then you'll find that they start to make a little sense. Whatever. But I think Thor is another one who's who literally got soft in multiple movies. And I get it because he's supposed to be a lover, right? He's very emotional. Thor is very emotional, supposed to be a lover, but you're supposed to see that in his anger as well. And in the Avengers movies, they did great with Thor. In his standalone movies, not so much. Again, there was things about him that I just didn't like. It is what it is. Iron Man, I think they hit a home run with Iron Man. I loved Iron Man. I loved the movies. The standalones were really good. Um, there's nothing more I could really ask for with Iron Man. Um, so you know that's a thumbs up. Black Widow, not the biggest fan of the Black Widow movie. Love the character though. Love the character work. Love her work in all the Avengers movies. Not the biggest fan of the Black Widow movie. It was rather, I don't know, it was something about it though that I felt like something was missing. But it was an okay movie though. Now this leads me to Black Panther. And I love the first Black Panther movie. Heck, even the second Black Panther movie was good. It's just a matter of you can't have the MCU and not have T'Challa in it. And we all love Chadwick Boseman. I know I do. He was one of my favorite actors out there. God rest his soul. You got to recast T'Challa. You got to recast T'Challa in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not talking about his son. I'm talking about T'Challa. Problem is, I'm gonna say something. It's controversial. I know a lot of people gonna want to kill me for this. T'Challa ain't got no hands. T'Challa ain't got no hands. T'Challa is nothing without that Black Panther suit. That man's hands do not work in any way, shape, or form. Whether it be the movies, the cartoon series, or I should say animated series, I don't care what it is. Find me a time when T'Challa was out there whooping people behind, and I'll tell you it's a lot. T'Challa hands don't work. I watched him get whooped twice in the original Black Panther movie. Let's be real. When he fought in Baku in the beginning, he got spanked. And then his mom was like, show them who you are. And then, he came up and he did some things, right? But what did he really do? He cracked the mask with his elbow and he put the man in the chokehold. That was it. That man ain't got no hands. It's crazy work. That T'Challa ain't got no hands. Think about it. Go back, watch the movie, and tell me I'm wrong. Go back, watch the movie. Go back, find the Black Panther animated series. Go back, find when he guest starred in any of the other animated series, whether it be X-Men or anything else. He ain't got no hands unless the suit is on. Other than that, he be getting worked on. Straight worked on. My boy Ghost said, I want a War Machine movie. I don't know. I mean, let me ask you this. If you do a War Machine movie, who are you having play War Machine? Are you sticking with the same War Machine, or like who you having play more War Machine? Because you really got two already. So T'Challa is supposed to have Batman type hands with no suit, but they depowered the heroes crazily. They did, and that's part of the problem I was going over with the Hulk and Thor, and it's they made them look like chumps, and T'Challa looked like a chump too. T'Challa got whooped. All right, even with the suit on, he was still getting spanked around. So it's just one of those things. Marvel, we need you to fix that for the X-Men. Do not come out here in my live action X-Men and depower all my freaking heroes. And I swear if you do, I'll be so done with Marvel at that point. And as far as the series go, there's a couple new series I need out too that I'm waiting on. Marvel. And I gotta watch that the latest episode of Daredevil. I'll be watching Daredevil Reborn. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. I haven't watched the latest episode yet. But that series started off fire. Big thumbs up to that for Marvel. War Machine gotta be a young, angry black dude. So no more older, calm War Machine, right? You want that War Machine that's trying to kill people. I understand it. But I don't think they'll do it though. Okay, I gotta watch it. Okay at best, I gotta watch it. They must have took things slow again. They slowed things back down. Less action. That's what I'm assuming. Less action. They slowed it down. Probably a little more storytelling. That's what they tend to do with these series. They'll slow them down. Tell a little more story. And that's how they'll keep them going. He was almost asleep. Oh wow. That's a no-go when you watch a series and you start to fall asleep. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. Hey Marvel, I need another season of Moon Knight. Y'all left me on a cliffhanger. Y'all can't leave me like that. I need another season. Please, thank you. I'm waiting on it. Gotta make me a happy man. Oh, while you're at it, hit me with another season of Punisher. If that threw hands, you was asleep. You wanna know what's crazy? Daredevil will whoop T'Challa. Daredevil will whoop Black Panther. I love Black Panther. With the suits on, Black Panther may win. But just hands outside the suits, Matt Murdock will put the spanking on T'Challa. Yeah, I said it. I said it. And ain't nobody gonna change my mind on it either. Come for me if you want to. Come for me if you want to. Leave a comment. Whatever you want to do. If you're watching the replay, comment down below. Tell me how you feel. Welcome to it all. I'll reply to everybody that leaves a comment. So leave a comment if you don't agree. But Matt Murdock would whoop T'Challa. I said it. Hands down. Bro. It don't even matter. Not well, at least not in the MCU. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking MCU. I'm talking MCU. I'm glad to see you agree there. But yeah, I'm talking MCU, not in the comics. In the comics, T'Challa was that dude. In MCU, he's not. MCU, he is not that dude. T'Challa has never matched in any of his animated series, anything. He's never matched what he is in the comics. You notice that? Like he's never been as powerful in any of his animated series or anything, or skilled as he is in his comics. I want you to think about that. I think I know why. But yeah. Let's just all remember that. But that was a nice talk. Y'all let me know in the comments. Who has the best hands in the MCU? Come blow for blow. Okoye beats the book. Come blow for blow. MCU. Who has the best hands? I want y'all to sleep on that one. Think about it. If you watch this on a replay, leave a comment, and I'll let you know how I feel about your thoughts. And I'll get back to this on the next episode. Your boy trying to get you up out of here quick. Our last subject of the night, we're gonna roll into the NFL off-season moves. Now, I know for a fact. Oh wait, hold on. We got a guest popping in here. Hold on. We got one of my tag team partners here. The second part of the triple threat is in the building.
Man, guess man, I live here.
Hey. So he said, Ghost said, Gamora and Black Widow are up there in hand-to-hand combat. So I was just talking Marvel. And I was saying that T'Challa in the MCU has no hands. Not the Black Panther. Like when he's in his suit, he can fight a little bit. He still gets scraped up, whatever. But outside the suit, in his movie, he got whooped. If you look at his animated series, he usually gets whooped outside the suit. So I'm saying, just hands, no powers. Who has the best hands in the MCU? And I said Matt Murdock, MCU.
The entire MCU?
Black Panther. Yes. Entire MCU. Not like excluding the comics. We're not talking comics. We're talking about, Disney's MCU.
Okay. Disney's MCU. I know. Of course, Shang-Chi is up there. Iron Fist a little bit. Matt Murdock and Daredevil have been going crazy this series. I can't say Black Panther because he depends on his suit too much with the kinetic energy. Oh my God, there it is.
Yeah, facts. Luke Cage ain't have hands like that though.
Yeah,
Luke Cage is just big and strong. He could take a punch.
Yeah, he
ain't have hands like that.
It's between Black Widow can Yeah, I feel like
Black
Black
Widow
Widow.
got the hands.
Yeah, because she ain't really had no power. Her powers were just being a super skilled agent, wherever the hell she was.
Yeah. Yeah, he a boxer, but I'm saying, okay, that's like you put a boxer in a street fight against somebody that knows Muay Thai, the boxer's getting his ass whooped.
Right.
Because the first thing they're gonna do is break them arms anyway.
So,
But it's not like, but Luke Cage also can't turn his powers off.
Mm-hmm. So you just stuck with, well, yeah, right now you just stuck with it.
Yeah. So it's like,
yeah, I might
so
have to say
you can put the Iron
EP
Fist up there
or
because Iron Fist chooses when to use that.
Mm-hmm. Because Shang-Chi can fight without the 10 rings too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He said, "You're not finna hurt him." Well, we know that. We know that, but that's a power. We're talking no powers,
Right.
straight hands, best skill fighter. And I might have to go. That would be a good one. Shang-Chi versus with no rings versus the Iron Fist, and he can't use the fist. That'd be a good fight.
Right.
That'd be a real good matchup.
But I feel like Matt Murdock would have a somewhat of a leg up because he's been using his sonar ability for so damn long, and it's like
that's true.
He might as well can see, bro. Like the way he fights blind. That shit
That's true. Fair. That's true. Technically, he doesn't have. I mean, his superpower is hearing and being able to see, despite the fact that he's blind. So that's really technically he can't fight without his powers either. That's technically a power. It's more of a power than a disability, right? Because he can hear everything.
I mean, the way.
I don't know, man. His hands work though.
Exactly. In the Netflix series, like in the Netflix Daredevil and this one, his hands work. So, like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. His hands
his
work.
sonar ability or not.
Bullseye, yeah, but Bullseye wasn't really. So I won't say Bullseye was whooping his ass because I think he was whooping Bullseye's ass. Because if you pay attention to that fight, Bullseye was running from him. It's just that Bullseye he can't miss, so he kept throwing knives and shit at him. And if you can't miss, you're going to connect obviously every time. So them knives are going to slow you down. And that's what happened. But he, at the end of the day, one of them got thrown off the roof and one didn't. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And I know people.
Daredevil really.
What about
Captain America?
Nah. I mean, he can take a. He got a strong chin. He definitely got a strong chin.
Yeah, he got a strong chin, but nah, his hands ain't on par like that. He got good hands, but they ain't up there. I'll say this: what about
Actually, you know what?
Well, first off, how about it? Daredevil in that first episode really reminded me of the Punisher because he just kept coming and coming and coming. Like pause. That sounds crazy. Pause.
I was gonna let you have it. I was gonna let you have it.
Pause. He would not stop fighting, and he would not die. That reminded me of the Punisher, and I absolutely loved it. And that's what I like about the Punisher. He's the next guy I was about to mention. Mm-hmm. But while he's got hands and combat skills, he's another one that just his defeat is unacceptable. Like he just can't be beat. He won't necessarily outfight you, but he's going to outlive you, which is crazy. It's crazy to think about, but that's what he does. That's why he's one of my favorites too.
I'd like to throw another name, or well, this one is a group, but the Women Army of Wakanda.
Okay, yeah, that's what he said. He said he did say Okoye. He did say Okoye.
I'm about to say
he did say Okoye.
Look, like tell me another character that can stop a whole rhino. Yeah, tell me another person that could stop a whole rhino with no fear. The rhino respected her, threw off the dude that was rhino, and said, "Yes, mama."
Yeah, no, all facts. Okoye is a problem. Okoye is a problem, bro. The whole Dora Milaje is nice.
She took
Okoye, she that one.
She took that L. Like she took that L on the bridge personally, bro. That's how I know. But like, that's how I know she take this hand to hand serious. She didn't like
Yes,
losing, bro.
absolutely, absolutely. And it's crazy because she doesn't have. You know what? She's gonna be my winner because she doesn't have powers. She just uses weaponry. You know what I mean? And not even
Bald
regular
head
weapons.
to
She
reflect the
uses a
sun.
staff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She like, give me my staff and watch me work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know what, Ghost? You got it with that one. And you too, Jay. Okoye, she the one. I don't think anybody wants to see Okoye. Her hands work.
No.
Her hands, her feet, they all work. She a bad mamma jamma.
And also after I saw they dismantle Bucky's arm like it was nothing. Everybody it was too terrified. We was like, bro, we know every pressure point of that thing. Now what? Darn, you ain't got no left arm. Now what? Do something.
Do something. Do something. Drop it. Give me 50.
But that boy looked like he about shit the bed. Lost all blood in his body all at once. Man was just so surprised. Yeah, remember who gave you that arm? Yeah.
Don't forget where you got that from.
I was like, oh God. They took all his manhood. They took all his manhood in what 2, 3 moves.
He was like, wait a minute. He's
like, yeah, White Wolf. Yeah, I don't think you should touch Wakanda for a little hot minute. You be out of pocket lately.
Yeah. Put him back in line real quick. That's it. That was an easy one. Okay, Okoye was the easy one. That was an easy one. I had to dub back and think about that. Yeah, because I questioned it when he first said it. He first said Okoye. I'm like, really? Because in the back of my mind, you know what I'm thinking? She's not even the main character of her own in the movie she's in. But it don't mean she got the best hands, bro.
Exactly. She plays her role so damn well.
Facts. Her hands work.
Exactly.
Listen,
to this day, I still remember that line. Would you kill me for love? For Wakanda, I will. No hesitation.
For Wakanda. Exactly. Yo, it's crazy because you think about it. When T'Challa was tossed off the mountain, right? Who was the first person? His girl went to go recruit Okoye immediately. Hey, you gotta come with us. You and Dora Milaje gotta come with us. We're gonna overthrow this mug. She was like, nah, I can't do that. If they get Okoye, do you realize at that point, if they get Okoye and they don't find T'Challa's body, Okoye becomes Black Panther right then and there. Think about it. That's the only way you could have went, right? His mom wasn't gonna do it. His sister didn't have her hands at that time.
I mean, that remains to be seen. I mean, in the comics, yeah, but naturally, no.
Yeah, no, naturally, no. But right there in that movie, if T'Challa truly is dead at that point, you got no choice because M'Baku turned it down. He's like, nah, M'Baku don't want to be Black Panther. Not just because you gave it to me. I want to earn that right.
All right.
My boy Shug in the building. What's good, Shug?
It's good, my boy.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Night, partner.
Imagine seeing, and Okoye in a Black Panther suit would go crazy, bro. Ain't nobody beating her. How? Now you can't even, you could barely touch her when she ain't got a suit on. You could barely get a hit on her. Now she got the suit on, and the suit is charging the impact every time you hit her. So it's not even like she's taking a regular hit. It's kind of bouncing off of her. Oh, you in trouble now. Okoye would have put in some work, bro. That might be on my top must-see list right there. I might have to, you know what I'm saying? Contact hey Disney, call me. We got some stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff to talk about. We'll slide back to that. Shug, since you here, let me know who you think has the best hands, no powers in the whole MCU. Oh, Shug said send the link. Hold on.
Man said,
let me
up, Scotty.
He did. Let me get my boy the link real quick. 1 second, Shug. I'm gonna try to get that to you right now.
Well, you want me to send it to him? You good?
Oh, no, I got it. There you go. No, not at all, sir. I'm still getting out of here soon. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try to avoid that hour. We're gonna talk NFL in a second. I know Shug want to get his opinion on this right here real quick.
Uh-oh.
Shug, did you get the link? Let me know if you got the link. Yeah, he got it. Here we go.
Right,
He got it.
Bet.
Give me a head nod when you're ready to come up. All right.
What it do?
Good, sir.
Mr. Shiv.
Chilling. What's going up, Mr. J, Big Reg? How you guys doing tonight? Happy
Oh,
Thursday.
Man. Good, man. Good, man. How you doing?
Chilling. Was playing a couple games of Fort right now, and then I was like, "Oh wait, I got the notification. Reg live 20 minutes late." I was like, "What the hell?" So,
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I
Fortnite
guess it's
without me.
because I just started streaming again. My notifications don't go out right away.
look at this is about to go off on a tangent, Jay. I'm sorry I was playing Fortnite without you, and then I saw the humble emote, and I went and spent $20. Got some more V-Bucks to get the humble emote for no reason. Why I need it, don't know why, but I wanted it. And then now I'm looking at the shoes again, and I'm like, I'm buying some shoes. Fortnite's
This
a devil.
little shit's gonna be in Crocs.
Each person add 50 more. I don't know if I want to buy the Crocs. But Reg, I don't want to derail your show. Best hands. Are you saying without powers?
Without powers.
I agree with you with the Koi, but I think Black Widow, she got hands.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, she's definitely up there. She'd probably be. It's crazy when you think about it. I want to say B-roll actors and the ladies of the MCU are the better fighters. Even though you have as far as the MCU goes, we're talking about, or Disney's MCU, we should say, the ladies are really the lead fighters, while the men are best at using their powers.
Yeah, I mean Shang-Chi would be probably the best fighter, but because he actually doesn't get the rings until the end of the movie. So
yeah,
I would say Shang-Chi. I think you have Shang-Chi, Okoye, Black Widow. Like, are we talking just MCU, or are we actually talking like all comics?
No, just MCU. Just MCU.
Just MCU.
Because when you go all the comics, that raises the collar to a whole nother.
Yeah. So MCU, I think you're looking at Shang-Chi, Okoye, Black Widow. Who's the other Dora Milaje? She's the one that her and Black Widow came face to face.
She came in
and
she came in and recruited later on in part 2, right?
Yeah, but she's also in Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier. But her and Black Widow are standing face to face in Black Panther. Oh God, I can't. T'Challa was like, "Oh, as much as I would love to see that, we don't got time." Like she's a good fighter too.
Yeah,
like I think who's she in love with? Because I'm trying to remember the second movie. Because they emphasize her a lot in the second movie of Black Panther.
I thought she the one that was I don't remember them saying she was in love with anybody.
But she was going and seeing somebody. I remember that. I might be tripping. I haven't seen that. I haven't watched Black Panther 2 in a while. I need to watch it.
Isn't she the one that went to see the Winter Soldier at the end of part 1? Wasn't she there with the Winter Soldier?
Maybe, but she definitely was in Falcon Winter Soldier, where like she disarmed his arm.
Yeah,
I know that, but I just don't remember. I just don't remember her actual name. But she's probably in fourth. I mean, yeah, because there's not a lot of non-powered people in the MCU. Like I said, Shang-Chi without the actual rings, I would put him number 1, and then Okoye.
And then we were discussing, because I said Matt Murdock would probably be in the top 5, but
But he has technically, yes, but yeah,
that's what I'm
enhanced
saying. But his
everything.
blindness is technically a power, so I had to take him off the list. But because his hands work, but because
They do.
it's based off of his blindness and stuff, his reactions and everything, I had to pull him off the list.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
His powers.
I agree with you there. Yeah,
So
Matt
I'll
Murdock
bring you,
would
since I
definitely.
got you both in here now.
What's
What do
up?
you think Marvel's weakest link is at this point? What's holding it back from being a great MCU, a great universe?
What's holding them back is the fans. Fans are so impatient, and you hear people talk about it all the time. You know, oh, it's never going to top Endgame. It's never going to top Infinity War. And the problem is that's not what every movie's not trying to do that. People forget the first phase. It wasn't even a phase. It was just building up to Avengers. After that, that's when they started going, oh, we're going to go with AO. Yeah, there you go, AO. Yeah. After that is when they started going, we're going to make this into a phase thing. But the first Avengers leading up to that, I love, and I always get into arguments with Rodney, Hendo, and Jose about this. I love the first Captain America movie. I've always liked that one. The first Iron Man was like whatever to me. I didn't really like. I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't like, oh my god. The first Thor movie, same thing. I like the first Captain America movie. Winter Soldier and Falcon Winter Soldier gives it actually. It makes the story. Sorry, I'm turning down the fan. It's cold. It's cold as hell. Falcon Winter Soldier gives it a lot of nuance because you hear the story of Bradley and how he did the exact same thing that Steve did, but how he was punished for it and not celebrated like Steve was. So, I think with what we have here is you gotta, even though you're gonna have subpar movies, it builds into something greater. Because again, if you go back, Thor: The Dark World, nobody liked that movie, but because of Endgame, it gave it a lot of emotion and it gave it nuance, and so you kind of go back and say, okay, it's not as bad as we thought it was. The same thing with the Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. You go back and watch the Amazing Spider-Mans. Those movies seem a lot better once you watch them again. So I think Marvel's weakest link is the fans demanding so much up front. Like you gotta kind of build. Like not everything's gonna hit, and I understand that you have the money to make great movies, but not every story is gonna be great. Not every character is gonna be great, and you got to kind of pick and choose which one because there's such a vast universe. I do agree with Jose a lot of times when he talks about you have so much you can pull from, just character wise, not even story wise, character wise, that you can pull from. But I think that it's just fans demanding so much up front that Marvel is trying to really get it perfect, and it just doesn't work. And I think that's the weakest link is that trying to be perfect when they don't need to be.
It's funny you brought up. I want to touch on two things you brought up. One, you brought up how the movies leading up to Avengers weren't that great. A lot of them weren't that great. I agreed. I said that earlier actually. How I wasn't into the Thor movies, the Hulk movies. I didn't really do much for me. I like the Iron Man movies. But every one of those movies leading up to the Avengers could have been better. But
Definitely.
They told a story, so that kind of makes up for it in the end, right? It tells a story. But that same thing goes for with them rushing everything. He said, all I say was Jose.
Only in some things. Only in some things. I disagree with a lot. I disagree a lot with Jose when it comes to, but some of the things he does say is right as far as just like you said, storytelling. Some of the even the first Avengers, Reg. I'll be honest with you, wasn't that great.
No,
the moments are great, but it wasn't. To be honest with you, Ultron was a really good movie. I wish that should have been a 2-part movie where he takes over, and in the second part they got to figure out how to beat it, and they find out Vision and all that stuff. That should have been a 2-part movie. If it had been a 2-part movie, that movie is way better because it was the Age of Ultron, and it wasn't Age of Ultron. It was 2 days of Ultron, and then we fixed it. That wasn't an age. That was 2 days. That's what they. Yeah. That's where they messed up. But I like that movie over the first Avengers. You know,
no, absolutely.
And so I think you're right. I think you're right. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. It's funny because, again, to bring up what Jose said, shout out Jose, Brodney, Lunch Break Hot Take. Go check them out if you don't. X-Men 97 is the perfect example of cramming too much into one series, right? They didn't tell the stories of each episode. Each episode, they tried to fit a different story in when they should have told one story over a span of time. So it can affect the series because you got some people thought the series was terrible. I personally, I liked it. I loved it because it had a lot of nostalgia, and it was
for sure.
my X-Men. You know what I mean? So I loved it for that reason. But if we're grading it on the level of a series, it was okay. It could have been better. It definitely had room for growth.
I think going about X-Men 97, I 100% agree with you. But I also think what they should have, because if you go back and watch the original X-Men cartoon, they would spend 2 or 3 episodes on a big event. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was just a 1 episode thing, then they were like, it wasn't really big fighting, but they had, something going on. It was 1 episode. But like, go back and look, like when Colossus shows up at the X Mansion and they go and take on Omega Red. I think that's like a 2 episode thing. When they find about the Murlocs, that's 3 episodes. Like you could have, you gotta, like you said, you gotta not cram everything into 1 episode. You gotta give us some breathing room. Go 2 or 3 episodes. What was the episode count on this one? I think it was 10 or 7 or 8.
It was like 10 episodes.
It should have been 12 to 15. So for what the story they tried to tell, they do 12 to 15. X-Men 97 is probably a better show. Now, like Jose said, like you said, the nostalgia got everybody. So that's why people are out there throwing out like, oh, this is the greatest show ever. It's not the greatest show ever. Like, I loved it because I love the X-Men and I love nostalgia, but there was a lot of things wrong with it. A lot of things didn't make sense, and you kind of overlook that when you're a fan of something. Like, you'll see a movie or you'll see a cartoon, you'll be like, that makes no sense. But you know what? Cool. Like Cobra Kai. Some of that stuff makes no sense. I love the show. The show was great. So I'm not gonna really press it. But if you think the premise of it, oh, this is a kids karate tournament and people are going nuts over it, it doesn't make any kind of sense. So sometimes you gotta kind of like it makes no sense, but I'm gonna let it slide. So
yeah, you gotta let it slide sometimes. I agree. Because I thought the same thing. I was telling my wife when we were watching the series. I go, babe, this don't make no sense in the world, but darn, it's good.
Yeah, you love it. You love it. It makes no damn sense.
Invested. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Once you're emotionally invested in something, that raises the level of what you're watching. Just brings it to that whole new, you know what I mean? It's a whole new atmosphere, so to speak. As far as I was saying earlier, because Brandon even mentioned they depower the heroes in the MCU. And when the X-Men come in, I was saying they better not depower the X-Men the way they did, the Avengers. Because they made Thor look soft. They made Hulk look soft. I don't want to see that with the X-Men because I think if they do, it's gonna flop. Right? Because the whole thing that everybody loves about the X-Men is how powerful they are and how powerful their enemies are. So if you're going to depower them, which is why I think the people struggle to like the Fantastic Four, because they're as powerful as they are. It's not very they're not unstoppable type power. Some of these X-Men, you look at them and you go, Nah, there's no way.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. But the problem is with all the comic book lore that's come out and talking about how Omega level mutants and things like that. X-Men are born. Wow, Raven. See, disrespectful.
Raven, see,
Um,
I can't even.
oh, he's like just
Oh, okay.
joking.
Okay, I'm
The
about to
problem
say,
is,
man, I can't even rock with you with that one, bro.
yeah, the problem is they came out with this, these power scaling for the X-Men or like any characters, all characters, and it's hard to really show power scaling in the real world on screen. Like it's just really hard because there's things about like you unless you know this, Iceman, who was in the original X-Men, is an Omega level mutant. His other powers that he has makes him an Omega level. You're like a dude that can make a snow cone is Omega level, but there's other things that he can do, and it's hard to show that because real world in a comic book it's easy because you just draw it and just say this is what he can do. But in real world on screen, it's hard to do that. So it would be hard to kind of show that kind of power. So I do think that they're gonna power down some characters, but I hope not to where you look and go, well, nah, that's not how that character is. That character is way stronger than that. That character is not gonna get beat by something like this. When we've seen in the comics or we know about this character, they can do way more. So I agree with you, Rich. I hope they don't do that, but I think they have to in order for it to fit film.
And I understand that, but if you're going to depower, or power down some of them, it's got to be the ones that are kind of the B roll, C roll, you know,
Yeah.
like an ice, like an Iceman, depower those guys so that the lead guys' powers are by that way enhanced. But it's also about the character work, right? You can't have Gambit come in and be Gambit that he was in X Men '97, where he was a chump, he was all emotional. You can't have Wolverine come in and be Loverboy Wolverine. We need we need the monster, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know. I have a big fear for what they're gonna do with the X Men. I'm afraid. I'm already nervous because what they're doing with Doctor Doom, and I understand, and one of the in the comics, yes, we had Iron Man as Doctor Doom, but was that the right way to go for the MCU? Now I'm not sure.
No,
Um,
I think they did it. I think it was panic. I think it was panic mode because, like you said, and like Jose said, we've all had this conversation since Endgame. Outside of maybe the Spider-Man movie, maybe what was another one? I'm trying to think. Really, other outside of Spider-Man, No Way Home.
that's pretty much.
Name me another good movie that the MCU has done. Now their shows have been okay. Their shows have been entertaining. But
Yeah,
outside of that, movies haven't been good, and people have been upset about them. The
Black
Internals. You
Panther,
wasted all
first
that
Black
money
Panther.
on the second Black Panther. The second, but
Yeah,
you're right. The second Black. So Black Panther, Spider Man. Outside of those movies, it hasn't been anything good. And Eternals was supposed to be your next big thing, and then what happened? It crapped. You know,
yeah,
you were supposed to start a Blade movie. Deadpool, Wolverine. So you're out of those three, and Deadpool really is MCU, but it's not. Deadpool kind of did its own thing. So I think it was a panic move. They were like, okay, we need to get the fans back on our side. We got to get guys like Reg, like Jose back on our side. Some people don't like that. They didn't like Robert Downey Jr. being now says Dr. Doom. So a lot of people did because they're like, oh my God, he's coming back as Dr. Doom. Yeah, let's go. The MCU's back.
yeah.
And people weren't happy about it. They're like, why
No,
not get someone else?
Why?
Why? Yeah, why not? But it's his name. You're gonna go see it. Like outside of
Yeah.
Bronny, because he's just a hater. You're gonna go see the movie. Like you're gonna go to the movie theater to go see it because you want to see what
No, that's
they
fact.
do.
That's fact.
So you're gonna go see it, and they did that for that reason. Whether you hate it or not, you're gonna go. If you're an MCU fan, you're gonna go see it. And so I think that's why they did it. It was a panic move. Now, I think I wish they would have waited till Deadpool Wolverine came out, then made that call. Because I think had they waited, Deadpool Wolverine comes out, they get a positive reaction from that. Now you can talk to other actors, and they'll work on. They would be like, okay, I just saw Deadpool Wolverine make all this money. Maybe I'll come to the MCU. And see, Jose's watching it on the Fire Stick. Shout out to Jose and the Fire Stick. He always has the plug. I appreciate him. But I think that was why they made that move. It was out of distress. They knew that a lot of their stuff wasn't hitting, and they decided, you know what, we got to do something big for MCU fans. So this is what we're going to do. They did it. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people are just intrigued now. And that's what you kind of want as a franchise, is you want people to be intrigued. You get them intrigued, whether they like it or not. They're intrigued. They're going to be invested. They're going to pay their money to come see it. And that's how you do it. So now it's up to you to make a good product. Hopefully they make a good product. Hopefully it makes sense, because I think Jose said it. And again, I hate agreeing with Jose. I really do. But, the scroll story, that is a story that could have been made into a movie where, if you watched the cartoon, whether it was the new Avengers cartoon back like a couple years ago, that whole show was based off the fact that we find out that Captain America was a Skrull for years. And you could have done a movie and you did a show, and it was literally like, okay, here's what happened. Rhodey's a Skrull, he dies. Okay, all right, everybody go about your business. Wait, what? Like, what just happened? Like, that makes no sense. Like, we could have done. I hate it. We could have done so much more with that story, whether it be a movie or a show. You could have done so much more. Okay, I like She-Hulk. People that don't like it, I understand. They have an issue with it. I like She-Hulk. Okay, it was cool. I didn't really get into Moon Knight. Miss Marvel wasn't my thing, but I saw the Marvels and it was cool. Like, it was fun. I liked it. I took my daughter when the first Marvel, Captain Marvel came out. People don't like the movie. I was like, it was okay. I liked it. My daughter liked it. Like, some movies, again, it's not going to hit for everybody.
Yeah, it's not going to hit for everybody.
But you got to let the story build. You weren't saying, a lot. Well, I'll take that back. A lot of people were talking shit about Captain Marvel and Endgame because they're like, "Where are you at? Like, what are you doing? With you and your short haircut, why aren't you here? And all of a sudden you get headbutted by Thanos and you fly off. Oh, whatever." But we won't. Again, one of those things you got to kind of like look past it, let it slide. But then again, some of these movies are not going to be made for you. Some of these shows are not going to be made for you. They're made for other people. But at the end of the day, if they get across to a good story, that's what counts. That's why Skrull is upsetting. I really hope Secret Wars is good, because if you're like me, the 90s Spider-Man did Secret Wars, and they had all those characters, X-Men, they had Fantastic Four, they had Doom. They're kind of going with the same thing. I hope they go in that direction, because that would be dope. Like, it'd be dope to have Tobey's Spider-Man leading a group with X-Men and Avengers. That would be amazing. Or Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland. But I'd like to see one of those guys get that shine, because it's hilarious in that movie. They go, Tom Holland's like, "Oh, I was part of the Avengers," and both of them are like, "What is the Avengers?" Like, that's that would be dope for see them, because go back, there was a lot of there was cameos that were supposed to appear in the original Spider-Man pertaining to X-Men, pertaining to Avengers and things like that, and it just didn't happen because of the rights and all that stuff. So I would like to see those things. So I just hope the story makes sense in those movies. The Doctor Doom one, I don't know what they're gonna do because of Jonathan Majors. They had a pivot, and now they got to kind of scramble. And when last time we saw a franchise scramble and do something like this was Star Wars, and we all know what happened with that. Garbage, okay? Garbage. Okay? I don't want that to happen to Marvel. So I hope they figure this Doomsday out. him and Kane fight in the beginning. He takes him out. All right, cool. We'll look past it and let it slide. But don't do something stupid like how Star Wars brought back the Emperor, and then all this crazy stuff. You're just like, wait, what is going on here? That I hope that's what Marvel doesn't do, because then it's gonna be disappointing.
Yeah. Just to you're bringing up the team ups real quick. I just want to drop a quick gem in there. First off, I'm gonna ask: have you watched any of the Daredevil Reborn series?
I've watched some of it. Yes.
Okay, so I thought it was pretty cool. Just I'm not gonna say anything for those that haven't watched it yet, but I thought it was pretty cool, kind of having a Spider-Man name drop in that first episode. I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe that's something you look forward to seeing a crossover in the future at some point. Obviously, not now. I do believe we're getting the Punisher this season. And Daredevil.
I mean, well, you had Daredevil and Spider-Man crossover in his movie. Matt Murdock was in that movie, so they've had the crossover. So it's possible we're gonna get something, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I just can't. I'm excited for some of the future to come. I said it earlier, I need my third season of or second season of Moon Knight. Moon Knight for me, that was one of my favorites of all of them. To be honest with you, I absolutely love Moon Knight. But then again, I'm into a lot of that Egyptian mythological stuff, so that's part of it for me. So we got through our Marvel. Now let's talk about this. And Shug, I'm glad you're in here because you covered the Steelers. The NFL offseason moves thus far. What has been your favorite move? I think I got an idea what yours is, being a Steelers fan. I think I got an idea what your favorite move is. Jay, I'm coming to you for yours as well. What is your favorite move of the offseason, and what do you think is the most effective move that's been done by any team this offseason?
Yeah, go first because I've been talking too damn much. Go ahead.
Appreciate that. Favorite move by my team so far, it might be underrated, but I really like that we got like a true nose tackle in what's his name? What is it? Billy Brown, the third, something like that. Former nose tackle off the Rams. We finally, get to see like what Avero's 3-4 stream looks like with a proper nose tackle. Because Shy Tuttle, he just wasn't cutting it. He wasn't a nose tackle. I'm not even sure if he's a 3-4 defensive end, but he's definitely not what the team needs. And I'm excited. Like, yeah, of course, we signed JC to a long-term extension. Mixed feelings about that. I think it's okay. Pray to God that he stays healthy. Yeah, was it Wharton off the cheese? Yeah, pass rushing defensive tackle. We missed that presence. Right, we're gonna need that. But yeah, I'm excited about the nose tackle. Yeah, we got like a linebacker. Nah, I'm not really. Yeah, like Dan's gonna draft about like what 2 or 3 of them if he can with our 9 picks, because we really need help there and the safety room. So yeah, that might be something to look at. But the most effective move of all the teams this season, if I've been paying attention, right? It's not us. I know that for damn sure. I would say DK to the Steelers, but again, they don't have a quarterback yet, so it's kind of like you kind of load it up at the receiver position, but it could fall flat if you get a mediocre quarterback. So I don't want to put that on a pedestal yet. Myles Garrett went back to the Browns. He was on some rah shit, but once the owner said, flash that green, man, went right back into it by like, all right, yes, sir. I would say come back to me with that one. But, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, come back to me with that one.
All right, Shug, what you got for me?
I think the best move to me, because it makes me laugh, and is Kenny Pickett to the Browns. Like that makes me laugh. And then if they get Russ too, oh, I die laughing. And like Jay
man.
said, Myles Garrett, I want to be on a winning team. And then he go and sign this big deal with the Browns, and then they get Kenny Pickett as a QB.
In tears.
Love it. Love it. I agree with Jay. You know, we signed DK Metcalf. I don't know why I keep saying DK Metcalf.
Cool,
You know, but we don't know what our quarterback is. To me, and I said it when I did my live stream, and I read you were there. I think the Steelers either it's Dotson, the guy you were talking about, because right now I think you know, Hendo keeps messaging me every 5 minutes. You know, Aaron Rodgers is messing with the Steelers. You know, and I think honestly, if at this point you just say, you know what, you're 41 years old, you don't deserve this kind of attention. Go do what you want to do at this point, because like if he was 35, 32, that's a different story. You're 41 years old. Like really? Like you're playing this game now? Nah. So I think honestly, I think the Steelers mindset is they brought back Mason Rudolph. They're gonna draft Dotson and let them battle it out in if they can get Dotson in the not the preseason, but I
Draft.
can't think right. Not the draft. No, not the draft. What's the thing before preseason? During preseason. Oh my God, mini camp, training camp. Thank you. I could not think right now. Let them battle that. Let them battle it out in training camp, unless they make a move with because the only logical thing if you're going to get a QB or move up to like get, you know, if you're like all in on Shador or one of the top QBs is trading George Pickens. A lot of people said, you know, trading George Pickens, you're going to need more to move him up. He just lost the second round to Seattle to get DK. So it's either Dotson or you're riding with Mason as your starter. Because I have a feeling now Aaron Rodgers isn't coming. And realistically, like I said, you're wasting our time. You're 41 years old. You know what? I don't even want you here now. Because what's the point? Why are you playing this game now? You know? So I think it's one of those two options. And I think that that's going to really, you know, we saw with Russ, we could do, you know, in a very, you know, limited quarterback, we could get someone that could just throw downfield and you keep GP with DK, you know, and running back, we need to get a running back. I don't know if we're going to get in the draft or we're going to sign J.K. Dobbins or something or Nick Chubb.
Definitely the draft.
You know, so we'll see going forward with that. I think the most underrated move, where did Bosa go?
Bills.
Bosa went, yeah.
To the Bills. I think that's an underrated move. I think that's a huge underrated move.
If he can stay healthy.
If he can stay healthy. Well, because they just let go of from the Bills. The one from the Broncos. Von Miller. And now you replace him with Bosa. Okay. That's a kind of an upgrade. Now, as long as he stays healthy, that helps your defense a lot. And remember, you know, I hate people like to hate the Bills so much. Their whole like defensive team was hurt last year. You know, so they're getting a lot back. They're adding Nick Bosa. That's an underrated move to me. I think the dumbest move was Myles Garrett. I want to play on a winner, and then you go back to the Browns, and now your quarterback's Kenny Pickett.
Disappointed me.
Yeah, so that's what you get. That's what you get, Browns fan. Matt Thomas, if you hear this, that's what you get. Enjoy digits.
Hey, you know what? It was for Myles. Apparently, asking for the trade and making that statement.
What was the point of it?
Just a ploy, just to get. It was a ploy, just.
What was the point of it? Yeah, what was the point of it? Like you talked,
what he had to do to get that money.
So you're really not serious about winning, then?
No, I mean, I guess once you play in Cleveland for as many years as he has, you're kind of like, who cares? Let me just get money while I can.
It's ridiculous. And then he wants to go on TV and talk all that mess. Oh, I'm the best defense of this, and that. And then you're like, I want to be a winner. And then as soon as they, like Jay said, they flash some green in front of your face, you're like, oh, I'm a Cleveland Brown fan I'm a Cleveland Brown for life. You know, I'm gonna stay here, man. Get out of here. You're a clown.
Yeah. As far as the Steelers, I mean, if I was the Steelers, I'd look for. I know you mentioned. I know you're talking a lot about Jackson Dart. You said Dotson. I know you meant Dart.
Oh,
Because
okay,
that's
my
what we've
bad.
been talking about. But Tyler Show is another one. Yeah, I'm you know,
I
maybe
like what
Jalen
Raven
Milrow
said.
later on or Dylan Gabriel. But those are just a few names I'd keep my eye on for later in the draft.
Yeah,
Um,
Raven. I would 100% be a Brown. They gave me somebody like that.
absolutely,
I don't know,
absolutely,
bro.
and that's
I
exactly what
don't
he
know,
was
bro.
thinking.
At
To
some
give
point,
my
when
thoughts,
it gotta be like when it gotta be at the forefront. I
I,
get it. Miles Garrett.
and
Who
and he
wouldn't pay
will,
Miles
he
Garrett?
will,
Who wouldn't, bro? Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
he will
he
though,
was gonna
but
get
it'll be
paid.
later in his career. It'll be late when he gets older. He's gonna be like, okay, I'm ready to win now. I
Hey,
guarantee it.
have you seen that clip of Kenny Pickett and the Eagles? They're wearing the throwbacks, and he goes to throw it, and he doesn't, and he flies through the air, and the ball fumbles.
No,
I can't wait for that to. Oh, I'll show it to you, but I can't wait for this to happen to the
losing as a team, I'm a champ at home
to the
for
Browns.
generations with that cash. Facts. For me, um, it- so I got to go straight to Devontae Adams going to the Rams.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, if you're the Rams, Cooper Cup, you're trying to you're trying to get Cooper Cup out of there. He's getting older. His production is slowing down a little bit. You're trying to get him out of there. Well, guess what you do? You go replace him with Devontae Adams. Now you can trade him or cut him, and you're prepared for his loss. You're handling his loss before it even happens. That to me was the best move by far this offseason. Now as far as my Ravens go, at first I hated this and I thought it was dumb, but just giving some thought into what it technically can provide, I'm gonna take DeAndre Hopkins signing with the team. And as much as I like to be one of the guys that says he's older, he may be washed, he had over 1,000 yards again. I mean, well, not he didn't have over 1,000. Devontae did, but he can produce over 1,000 yards. Is what I was trying to say. He
Oh, you're
can
hoping he
produce
could.
that.
You're hoping he can produce that.
Yes, we're hoping he can produce it, but he can produce that for another wide receiver. Is what I'm getting at.
Let's see.
DeAndre, if you're gonna hire a guy to come win a one-on-one and be a distraction, his name would be DeAndre Hopkins. I couldn't pick a better guy to take a double team or take an eye or be a safety valve while Bateman and Zay work than DeAndre because Nelly can't do it. Nelly couldn't do it.
I have a question real quick, Rich. But before I just can you share my screen real quick? I have a
Yes,
question about your
yes.
Ravens and getting it. But I hope this happens to the Browns. Okay.
Oh God.
Oh,
Like let's watch it one more time. He throws it and like
In the
flies in the air.
in the
I hope
Kelly in the
I
Kelly Greens.
look at
in
that.
the Kelly
Oh,
Green.
and he goes flying. Like if you're a
That's
lineman and you
embarrassing.
see that,
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
It's
That's
like, is this who I'm
embarrassing.
blocking for? Really?
right?
Is this
All
who
right.
I'm expecting to win us the game?
You can stop
Really,
sharing my
coach?
screen. But I have a question for you, Reg. You know, the Steelers got got DK. Why didn't the Ravens give up a second and a seventh to get him?
Because I see what
Money, money,
EDC
money, money.
thinks, right? It's not even about the money. Honestly, because they cleared. If you look at which I was going to say next was a great move by the Ravens was the contract restructure for Marlon Humphrey. They just cleared up over 13 million. You know, restructuring Humphrey, getting rid of Marcus Williams. So they're doing things to clear up space for money. So I'm not going to say the money was the issue. For me, it was EDC believes wholeheartedly that the only way to keep this team rolling is to draft young guys and start. I think he wants to keep drafting young guys and feed them into the back end of the roster and let the older guys work their way out. He doesn't want to keep re-signing guys and bringing them back unless they're going to be outstanding players. Now he
But Reg,
sees already that he got fleeced by Matabike.
but I'm saying, Reg, as close as you guys, and I hate Ravens fans because they're always saying they're close, they're close, they're close. But as close as you were last year, you don't think bringing in DK, replacing Bateman, you can even keep Bateman, but DK, Zay Flowers, Bateman with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely as your wide receiver core, you don't
I
think
would love
that
that move.
core would probably get you to the Super Bowl, or
No,
at least?
absolutely.
So I think, I mean, for a second and seventh, if that's what the Steelers gave up,
Yeah, no,
like,
I agree. I'd have been on it like white on rice.
like
I agree 100%.
I think this is why you see, and we all know Brodney's not a big, he's not a Ravens fan, but he watches them. Why he says Ravens fans are bad, or they're bad. Like, as much as you guys love Zay Flowers, he got hurt, whatever. But he hasn't been that real, like, you go, oh, that's that dude. Like, again, I hate to go back to it. I know I bring it up all the time, but like, y'all could have had George Pickens. You don't think George Pickens right now on your team would have made a difference last couple of years? Even though the fucker's crazy,
I want to pick it so bad.
Dude, these memes with Pickens and DK are freaking hilarious. They're like just showing like they're like offense, the Steelers running the ball, and then they show DK and freaking Pickens like beating up on corners down the field. Like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Either one of those on the team with Lamar Jackson, I think that probably gets you over the hump. With the Derrick Henry, now
Absolutely.
maybe the offensive coordinator, you have some issues there, so they might not get the yards. But like, when you're behind in a game and you need to get the ball downfield, like that play to Mark Andrews in that 2-point conversion, you don't think you can throw a fade route to DK and he can bring that down? Or even if you can't throw it to him because he's double covered, well, guess what? That means somebody else is open. Maybe that catch is a little easier for Mark Andrews because he's wide open. I mean, he was wide open then, but he still dropped it. But maybe it's not as bad.
I'm looking.
Staying in the wrong chat. Get out of here. You know what? I see what you're saying, and I agree 100%. You're never gonna get me to disagree, right? I'm one of the guys that's been begging for a number one receiver, and I got yelled at I don't know how many times going into different groups and everything, saying, "Hey, I know how much y'all love Zay, but right now, unfortunately, Bateman is wide receiver one, and he proved it throughout the season. He scored more touchdowns. He was the more dependable wide receiver throughout the season. As much as people hate to admit it, Bateman was the more dependable guy. But I said we need a true one. We don't have a true one." And everybody fought back. No, we don't. We got our guys. We don't need nobody else. Tylen Wallace could be receiver 3. I'm like, please, people. But you know what? A DK would have never, this goes for George Pickens too. Those guys would have never ended up in Baltimore. And it's not because EDC didn't want them. It's not because EDC wouldn't have went to get them. EDC knows what we have at head coach. John Harbaugh he's too petty and he's too demanding, so to speak. It's his way or the highway, right? So if he gets a guy in there that's ballsy enough to talk back, guess what's going to happen? You just spent all that money and all them draft picks to get this great receiver here. He's just going to sit on the bench because Harbaugh said so. It's just who he is. That's exactly what happened last year when we traded for what's his name late in the season last year. Who's the receiver we traded for late last year? We didn't use him. And then we ended up cutting him. He got picked up by Houston. Yes, Deontay Johnson. That's exactly what happened. Deontay came in and said, "Listen, I'm a baller. Give me the ball." Harbs was like, no.
That was the most stupidest situation that I've seen Ravens fans react to. Like, they were literally like, "Oh, this guy's not good. This guy's garbage." Da 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 da. Like, you weren't even throwing him the ball, and the one time you threw him the ball against us, it was the overthrow. And I know Lamar doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but he did then, and y'all just were like, "Nah, he's garbage." Like, dude was a number one receiver for us when Ben's arm was
Mhm.
falling off, and he didn't lose a step. He went to the Panthers. He didn't lose a step, but he was garbage, and y'all threw him away. Like I don't think the Ravens and I know you're saying that it might not be EDC, but I think it is with the head coach. They really can't see offensive talent. Like they just bring in. They get lucky sometimes. People want to talk about it. Steelers are stupid. They had the opportunity to get Lamar Jackson, and we didn't draft him. That was the dumbest thing we ever did. Like if you bring him in behind Big Ben, I think Lamar Jackson probably wins 2 or 3 Super Bowls with the Steelers.
Absolutely. Well, I think
with the
honestly, I think Lamar
offensive
wins
talent they
multiple
had,
Super Bowls with multiple teams.
yeah. If the talent that they had at the time, and you bring him in and sit him behind Big Ben for a couple of years, and Big Ben leaves, even though he's under Mike Tomlin,
actually respecting him. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the dumbest thing we ever did. And there's a couple other moves we didn't do, but the fact that you have a 2-time MVP should have been 1, but I was playing, joking.
Piss off.
Piss off everybody.
3.
Yeah,
it should be 3.
But you got a 2-time MVP, and the team just for some reason come playoff time, offensively just falls apart. And I do blame the offensive coordinator because he threw for like almost close to 5,000 yards, but I know it was like 4,040 something touchdowns, right? And you had a running back that can carry a game, so you could take the load off Lamar and everything like that. And then you go into that Bills game, and it just, what happened? Now we could talk about Lamar made mistakes. You could talk about all this stuff, but like a lot of people point out, if it wasn't for him, you guys probably wouldn't even been in the game, toward the end. And so I think that's what falls on the coach and the general manager is not being able to evaluate offensive talent. They just can't do it. And then the guys will leave. Like Hollywood Brown going to the Cardinals and then going to where he went. Wow,
Yeah.
How did he flourish? But yet all I saw was Raven fans talking down about him. He's not that good.
Yeah.
This and that, and then the guy goes to flourish. You wish you would have had him now, right? Like,
I can't tell you how many Ravens fans said, "Oh, maybe we could re-sign Hollywood." He signed back with the Chiefs again, so yeah, I can kiss that goodbye. And I'll do you one better as far as being scouting offensive talent. The only thing they could, first off, they lucked off getting Lamar because they, like idiots, went and drafted a 27, 28-year-old tight end ahead of Lamar in that draft, and then traded back in to get Lamar at the back end of the draft. So to me, that was an idiot move already. That was a terrible move. You risked losing Lamar from the word go. Okay, so that right there told me you didn't see his talent. You don't see talent. And you drafted Hayden Hurst. Our number 1 pick in that draft was Hayden Hurst. Like, does anybody even know where he is now? Dude's nowhere to be found. He's a free agent, I think.
Yeah, free agent, but he was on the Chargers, I believe.
Like, it's so you draft, and that's probably the number 1. Your top 2 positions they can scout is running back and tight end. That's it. They don't know. They get lucky with an offensive lineman here and there, and they get lucky at they've only been lucky as of late with wide receiver because they've been forced to take them. But offensive talent, you're absolutely right. I agree 1,000%. They don't know how to scout offensive talent at all.
The reason the Steelers can draft freaking wide receiver after wide receiver for some reason, and nobody knows about them, and then everybody goes, "Oh crap! Why didn't we get them?"
He's got another one.
Yeah, like we've gone through. Like there was a time. I think it was the Super Bowl against the Packers. There was a time our roster was Hines Ward, Randall L, Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, and Antonio Brown.
Jesus Christ.
Nuts.
That was our wide receiver core. Like that is wild.
Else can do that in the league, man. Nobody else can do that in the league. I mean, the Bengals had a little nice something with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and I forgot who the other dude was real quick.
And even beforehand with Tyler Boyd, AJ Green.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and even before that, yeah. So it seems like every team in the league can spot a freaking wide receiver except Baltimore.
I don't know
Hey,
about
can
that.
we
Hold on,
just can we
Panthers
just can we
struggling with that
just
one. But
can we just say this? I truly believe in my heart of hearts. I said it for the last couple of years, and people made fun of me. I don't think the Bengals are that good. I don't think they're going to be good next year.
Not
People
anymore.
people keep saying, "Oh, they're the number 2 team." In the last 2 years, they faltered. Now you could say, "Well, Joe Burrow got hurt." This year they're scoring off the charts, and they still can't win games. And you can say, "Well, it's their defense," but they it's just, to me, I don't think they're that good of a team. I think you're right. They're in big trouble because T. Higgins, obviously, Jay is praying under a star that T. Higgins goes to the Panthers. But they had
Star
a they had
Planet,
yeah,
the Northern
they had
Lights.
they had a franchise tag him. They're gonna have to pay Jamar Chase because they ain't gonna want to let him go. So they're kind of screwing themselves. I don't think
They're not.
I don't
I
think
agree.
Chase
they're a
getting
good
50
team.
million, bro. Chase getting 50 million.
Pity.
50 million. That's gonna be outrageous.
That price range is all the way up, bro. That man has won the Triple Crown, one of the best NFL wide receivers. Joe Burrow's right hand man. What more do you want, bro? Multiple Pro Bowls, all pros at that. Like, bro, at some point, like, yeah, this
I agree,
is a
though.
blank check.
I agree with Shug though. I don't think the Bengals are that good either. And
the Browns
maybe
about
it's
to get
because they don't have defense.
Browns about to have Kenny Pickett as their quarterback. Good luck with that one.
Dear
I'll tell you
God.
what, if you guys draft a quarterback or even sign a comparable one, the Steelers are going to win the division. And I hate to say that when you got Baltimore, but John Harbaugh gives me so much reserve when it comes to Baltimore. Can we win the division? Absolutely.
Of course.
Can we make the playoffs? Absolutely.
Every
Can
year.
we win a Super Bowl? No.
Can't
And
touch
we won't
grass.
win one as long as exactly. We won't win one as long as John Harbaugh is there. I've told everybody this. I have no faith. I'm going to watch every single game. I'm going to love every single game, but nowhere am I going to have Super Bowl expectations in my head all year long, no matter what they do, because I know that guy is that head coach. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to 2-point conversion. He's going to draw up the same exact play he's drawn up the last 3 years, and the same exact outcome is going to happen again. It's like it's impossible to find another head coach with that situation. Same play, same outcome, 3 times in a row. He's the only guy.
If it happens again, if I'm Lamar, I'm just gonna fuck it, bro. I'm really just gonna just break my Andrew's jaw. Like, you mean tell me you did this again, bro? You didn't have all off season to think about this.
Do we blame Andrews at this point though? Because history tells us he can't perform in the playoffs. So is it on just
I'll
him?
say partial. I'll say partial.
Yeah, because if at this point, if I'm in the huddle and you call that play, I'm walking out to the sideline. I'm gonna slap Harbaugh and then go back to the huddle and call my own play because it's not gonna work. The first mistake is you're cutting the field in half. You're rolling the man to the right, which means now he has half the amount of space to work with. So if nobody gets open, he can't break down and run because now everybody's blocking that side. Everybody's on that side of the field waiting for the play to happen, right? 2, they're calling the play up for Mark Andrews, and everybody knows it. On that same play, go back and watch that play again. Bateman came across the middle, was wide open, going to the left side. But because they rolled right, Lamar would have had to throw back across his body with everybody facing him. It wouldn't have happened. So for me, and that's a hardball play because it's been called before Monken was here. He's called the same exact play. That is a John Harbaugh stable play, and it doesn't work. And he's hit the pride in John Harbaugh won't allow him to move on from it. He's going to continue to call the play because that's how he does everything. He goes, we're going to play my way and we're going to win my way because I got a point to prove. And then we lose his way. He goes, well, it's really on the coordinators and the players have to go out there and play and, all this other crap. And it's just one of those things where he has to kind of man up and say, you know what, it's on me. Because you can't have multiple coordinators, multiple different players, and then call up the same play to the same guy and it not work and you blame everybody else. Just like us not running against Buffalo. You brought up us having Derrick Henry. We're playing in the snow and you're throwing the ball freaking 40 times. Why?
When you just ran it down Pittsburgh's throat the week before, and look how that game turned out.
Exactly. It's one guy. It's John Harbaugh. He's got a point to prove every time. And him trying to prove a point in all these games is costing us Super Bowl rings. How many years are we gonna say, oh, this year is perfectly set up for Baltimore to win and just for them to fumble the bag? Because John
Hopefully
Harbaugh
every
gonna
year.
get in there.
Hopefully every year as a Steelers fan, I hope it's every year.
I know you do. I know you do.
I'll be 100% honest with you, Reg. I think y'all got lucky this year because y'all should have lost to Kansas City when that stupid kicker missed that field goal, went freaking flying the other way. Okay. Believe it was Dallas was another
We did
game.
lose to Kansas City. We did lose to Kansas City.
No, the Bengals. I'm sorry, the Bengals. I didn't mean Kansas City.
Bengals.
Bengals. When the ball went over Lamar and the Bengals were right, all they had to do was freaking punt it through the damn thing, and they go and miss.
Well, you remember we had it 1-2. Justin Tucker missed first.
Well, Justin Tucker over there touching massage therapist. Okay, so no, y'all did.
But my point is, we should have won that.
Send him to Cleveland. Send him to Cleveland. Go send him to Cleveland and hang out with Deshaun Watson.
Right? They probably hit the same spots. I'm gonna be honest with you.
They're probably in the same room when it's happening. Hands. Yeah, they're in the same room. They holding hands. One girl's on one side. One girl, they get a discount, a group discount.
You know what I'm saying? Despicable human beings they are. But yeah, you're right. Though. There's a number of games we probably should have lost. There's a number of games we probably should have lost, but we could have also just as easily without missed field goals because all those games we lost, we had missed field goals in. So if you eliminate missed field goals, we win every last one of those games, except for the Eagles game. The Eagles game we got stomped out. There was nothing we could do about that. That was the game where John Harbaugh decided not to play Deontay Johnson until Bateman got hurt. And at first, he didn't even want to play. When Bateman went down, he was playing Tylan Wallace. And Deontay wanted in. He's like, no. So then when the game's left, it's under 2 minutes left, and we're down by 20-plus points. He's like, all right, Deontay, go in. And Deontay Johnson was like, no. I've been trying to get in this whole game. You ain't want to play me. Now you want to play me? Well, under 2 minutes, we ain't got a shot? No, I'm good. And then all the Ravens fans turned and said, well, you're supposed to play. The coach said play, you play. And they got all pissed off at him. I said, no, I would do the same thing. You tell me I can't get in the game when we got a shot, but now that there's no shot, you want the guy that's got he's the best. Let's be real. He was the best receiver on the roster, hands down. His stats say it, everything says it. And you said no. Yeah, exactly. And you told him no, he couldn't get into the game until it was a minute and a half left and we were down 20. Yeah, no. I'd have said the same thing. Kick rocks, John. I'm not going in there. That's just that. So, Jay, you said you had an answer for us on the other question there.
Yes.
You probably forgot it now.
No, I got it. Yeah, I've been like while y'all was debating the Ravens, I was scrolling down just all the free agency moves, and even though I was laughing in their face all season because Caleb Williams didn't do shit with that golden plethora of wide receivers because of that awful offensive line. The Bears went out and said, "Yeah, we're never going to happen." Pretty much did what the Chiefs did after the Buccaneers whooped their ass in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but the Bears, spending all their money on the offensive line this season, I would just snag them left and right. So screw it. We're going to do what the Panthers did last season: buy 2 expensive guards. Caleb Williams, you ain't got no excuse. You got a center, a right guard. Your right tackle is solid. No, but I say the best move ever was somehow the Commanders fleecing the Texans. I don't know how, but got Laramie Tunsil, a premier left tackle for Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, another star receiver.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Commander, and also it's kind of an underrated move, but hired Roseman getting one of the guards, Keon Green from the Texans, because we all know whatever offensive line coach is over there for the Eagles does wonders. Does wonders. Mekhi Becton, injury prone like a motherfucker. Sorry, injury prone, but guess what? On the Eagles, somehow healthy until about the last couple of games, but around that time, it didn't really matter. Saquon was taking over. Yeah, it didn't even matter. But still, the fact that they turned Mekhi Becton's pretty much career around, all about just simply moving him to guard. What you think Keon Green is going to do? The exact same thing. It's going to be moving. There's going to be
another thing on them Eagles. How he extended Saquon. The team that's supposed to have no money.
I don't know about the money, but smart.
Yeah, that dude knows how to put together a team. I mean, whatever he's doing over there, whoever his cat guy is, that man's doing his thing, bro. That man, woman, whoever the cat person is over there, they doing their dang thing. And I got nothing but love and respect for that, for what they doing out there.
Yeah. Commander's getting left tackle, and that underrated guard move gonna help. Who's there? Not Creed Humphreys. It's somebody else. Lane Johnson still playing. Who's their center?
Their center was a rookie a couple years ago. That was backing up.
It was Dickerson, right? Is it Dickerson? Lane Dickerson?
Yeah, but I'm saying he was a rookie a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
They drafted him.
I know they drafted the majority of their lives. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And they're like the kings of developing talent, man.
Definitely.
I mean, they're two starting. They're able to let what's his name go at corner because they have rookies that can start.
And then they just signed another corner.
They're gonna be 1 year pros now, but
yeah. Well,
I mean,
Jaden Bradbury gone, Slay gone. They signed some other. He's like not sought after. Hold on, they just signed somebody. Things on my mind now. Adoree Jackson.
Yeah.
Now watch that man somehow be a Pro Bowler. Now that he's on the Eagles. He was ass on the Giants.
Hey, Eagles, they doing their thing out there. But we're gonna wrap this up. It's been an hour and a half. Going on an hour 40. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes. We got into once you get into a good conversation, you got to keep it going. You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's good story.
Jay, you want to tell them where they can find you?
Yes, sir. J6 on everything. I just released a video today, kind of a stitch or a snippet, whatever you want to call it, off of 86 Ghosts, Mr. Brandon Bazel's Simply Juice Golden Peak Tea. A short that's on his channel. Please go check that out. I will be releasing another one come Friday morning if I get everything right. I just streamed not too long ago on Twitch, so trying to ramp up, and get my name out there. But it starts with me being consistent, staying true to my word, helping you. When people ask me to do shows or podcasts, making that time, making sure, my job as a student, dad is done first, and then make sure, I can make that time. So, yeah.
Much respect. Keep doing your thing. Mr. Shug, you want to let them know where they can find you, sir?
Yes. Thank you very much for having me, Reg. I know it was a last minute thing, but you can find me at Shug Knight 323 on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Shug Knight 1323 on Twitch, where I do games sometimes with Mr. J up there, and we dress up as Batman and run around and shoot people. It's pretty fun, actually, and crash out on this damn game. I do a lot of lives now on TikTok. A Still Conspiracy is coming back once probably the draft comes around, and we'll see where that goes. I know I'm moving it to Sunday, and I know I'm moving to Sunday, and I can't talk right now. Might possibly be having a new co-host. Won't name names. But there is a number in his name. I'm just saying. take that information as you will. But we'll see what happens. Appreciate everybody stopping by. It's always great to talk to Reg and Jay because they're two really good dudes and good friends of mine. So appreciate you all.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Much appreciated. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate both you fellas. Ghost couldn't be here tonight. He's sick, so I, hope he feels better soon too, so he can join us too. It's always great
shout out to Buzz
conversation. Yeah, it's always a great conversation with all of you guys, man. It's crazy to think, and I wouldn't have thought this because I've had this channel now over a year. It's crazy to think that I found a whole nother family on YouTube, and it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I appreciate every last one of you guys. Y'all catch me here. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna make it official now. Every Thursday night. The time may vary because I got the kids and got this crazy schedule, so I got to squeeze things in, try to get everything done before I get on. But every Thursday night, you'll catch me here. Hopefully, I get things together and I'll start streaming on multiple platforms. I'm still trying to figure all that out. Still trying to figure it out. I'm gonna get there, and maybe even start doing some gaming eventually. We'll see how it goes. But again, thank everybody for coming through. I love y'all, and everybody stay blessed. Peace.